Hi there, VC. It's Steve Whitty here with episode 2 of Stars on 45. Thank you if you've watched the first episode. Thank you for watching. And in this episode, I'm going to be showing some more of the singles I've recently picked up, or 45s, as you may call them. So let's get straight onto it. This is Roger Daltrey. I'm Free. This is from the film Tommy. On the B side, you've got Overture. Whoop. Next up, you've got Damned, Thanks for the Night. This came out in 1984 through Damned Records. So this was released, distributed through Pinnacle. It was at this point, they ended up getting signed by MCA, and this was the start of the period where they had a few hit singles and a few hit albums in the UK. Next, Dave Clark 5, Bits and Pieces. Hit single, both in the UK and the US, backed up by All the Time. And then another Dave Clark 5. This is Glad All Over, and backed by I Know You. I was talking about, obviously, in episode 1, Jeff Beck's Hi-Ho Silver Lining being used by Wolverhampton Wanderers. This has got a life of its own, for being used by Crystal Palace fans as they come out, and it's really boisterous. And I think you can get it on YouTube. If you can get it, Crystal Palace, Glad All Over, it's worth hanging. It's a small ground, but it does generate a lot of noise. Quite surprising because Dave Clark's from Tottenham. I think was a Tottenham fan. Oh, he's from Tottenham, so there's no association with South London. And thinking of Dave Clark, a point during the times, everyone goes on about Beatlemania and how big the Beatles were. In America, for a period, they were on par with the Beatles sales-wise. Donovan, Mellow Yellow, backed by Preaching Love. And then this is a US single. This is Hurdy Gurdy Man. And Jennifer Juniper, so put out on what's called Memory Lane through Epic Records. Donovan, another singer from the UK, had hits in the UK. Those were big hits for him, but also had big hits for in America as well. Now, next up, the song I'm going to have played at my funeral, which I found. This is Ken Dodd's Happiness. Ken Dodd was a comedian from Liverpool, Notty Ash. And he was legendary. He passed away earlier this year, but he was legendary for doing his shows. His shows could go on for hours. He just literally could reel off jokes like that, and he got a lot of respect. He probably wasn't up to date with it, with modern comedy, but comedians did respect him for the fact he could go on and just entertain like that, and he was doing it right up to before he died. And All of My Life, Os Toi La Vie, the B-side. So from Sublime, from the ridiculous to Sublime, Edgar brought a band, and this is Apache Dropout. You've got Apache, intro to Shadows Apache, into Drop Down Boogie, and Freedom. Now, when I posted this on Facebook, I said at the time, this is probably one of the few chances I'm going to get to own Edgar Broughton on vinyl. His albums are rare and expensive. Next up, number 1 single, Edison Lighthouse, Grows Where My Rosemary Goes. Backed up by Every Lovely Day. Sort of like very manufactured pop. And I think basically it was session guys. It grew. There is a myth that the lead singer had done so many sessions. He did one appearance on Top of the Pops, where he sang with the band and then made an appearance with 4 other acts that were on. He contributed vocals to. On the old gold label, reissue label, Equals Baby Come Back, a number 1 hit for 1969. Again, something different. This is a couple of Ella Fitzgerald EPs, The Moods of Ella, which features Beale Street Blues, St. Louis Blues, Tisket a Tasket, and I Can't Give You Anything But Love. And then Swinging with Ella, and you've got here Little White Lies, If I Were a Bull, Moonlight and the Ganges, and on the B-side, Just You, Just Me, You Brought a New Kind of Love to Me, and then 720 in the Books. Really nice to pick these old EPs up. Then next up, something a bit more contemporary. I'd like to thank Mick Gooding for looking after this record before I get hold of it. Fleetwood Mac, Don't Stop, and then Gold Dust Woman. We all know about how successful Rumours was. Then we got Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and Chained. I heard it through a grapevine. I'm not. This is an original issue, but it became a hit single again on the back of a jeans advert, which I seem to think quite a few records did in the 80s. Though tarnished by association, this is the glitter band Angel Face. This was their debut single. They were Gary Glitter's backing band, and they decided they could release a single, and this was it. They had a few hit singles at the time, and then you got Backed, You Wouldn't Leave Me, Would You? Then I've got some Al Green, You Ought to Be With Me, Backed with What Is Feeling. It's always good to find some Al Green. I'm going to show you this single. It's obviously well known in the States. This is the Guess Who's American Woman, backed by No Sugar Tonight. I was reading an interview with it. I think the drummer still has got a version of the Guess Who. He's like the only original member left now who's in the band. And it's quite astounding to find that they've never played the UK. I've got a copy already, but it was a reissue. This is the original MacArthur Park by Richard Harris, backed by Paper Chase. A record that seemed to have everything but the kitchen sink thrown in. And going back to songs that played at football grounds, this is played a hell of a lot. This was the #1 hit single for Harry J and the All Stars, Liquidator. It's played at Chelsea. They used to play it at the Wolves. I think this is what got replaced by Hi-Ho Silver Lining. The problem was at the Wolves almost went bankrupt a couple of times, and they just thought this tune would just be totally inappropriate, because if you go bankrupt, you go into liquidation. So, excellent single. And then Isaac Hayes, again on the old gold, Fee from Shaft. And you've got his version of Never Can Say Goodbye. Some Hollies. This is Stay. And this is backed up by Now's the Time. Or Now's the Time. And probably their first big hit single, Just One Look. And backed off by Keep Off That Friend of Mine. Hollies from Manchester, though played the Cavern a lot, so sort of got tagged in with the northern vibe, and obviously very, in their own way, had a lot of hit singles popular in the States. Obviously, Graham Nash left to form Crosby, Stills, Nash, but they were very popular. They didn't write the hits as much as, say, the Beatles. They tended to pick outside writers quite a lot. Their hit singles, big hits, were penned by other writers. Look Through Any Window and Bus Stop, for example, Graham Gouldman. Something's a bit cheesy. This is Honey Bus, I Can't Let Maggie Go. It was a top 10 hit in 1968. Again, a bit of a one-hit wonder. ended up being used in an advert to advertise Nimble Bread. Now, Nimble Bread in the UK was bread aimed at people who wanted to lose weight. Slimmers bread was basically only about that. The slice was only about that big. So yeah, it's probably made the same way as ordinary bread. It's just you make it smaller. Of course, you're going to lose weight if you don't eat as much of it, unless you eat 2 slices at once. Human League, the Lebanon, backed by 13. This was the lead single from the Hysteria album, and it marked a real departure with a lot of guitar on this. And this is why I probably liked it a lot. It was different, but like all bands that have a really big mega album, how do you follow it? And in the end, I suppose they couldn't. So, and then Icicle Works, Love is a Wonderful Colour, followed by Waterline. This is their debut single from Liverpool, Ian McNabb. I've showed you the second album I've had previously. It's a good opening song, very psychedelic pop. It wears its influences on its sleeve, so it's worth checking out if you haven't heard that before. So I'll end that batch of singles there, VC. So if you've come across the channel for the first time and you like what you see, click on the subscribe button. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Love the interaction. And of course, if you want to leave a comment, I'll be happy to get back to you. Now, until the next video, VC, which will be part 3, keep spinning, take care of yourself, and more importantly, keep smiling.